It's all solved. We figured it out,
Wouldn't
right?
that be lovely, Tracy, if this was indeed solved? But it is an important moment. We do finally have a negotiated agreement between the British and the European Union negotiators. But as we've been saying for some time now, the big fight is happening now back at Westminster. So Mrs May has got to get this deal past her cabinet.
Right.
That is not a given. And then, even more potentially hazardous, getting it through Parliament. There will be a vote at some point. They think now that we have this on the table, potentially this side of Christmas. And, you know, the numbers are very tight and it's looking very difficult. Last night, lots of ministers and ministers coming out in some sort of guarded support, but lots of MPs coming out saying that they are already going to vote against this deal. Now, that's before they've even read the details of it. We have not yet got the draft of this. It's 500 pages long, if reports are to be believed. But at some point today, we're going to get those details. We'll be poring over it very closely. But yes, the drama's set to continue in Westminster.
What's interesting is that politicians on all sides of the Brexit debate have already described it as a betrayal of the 2016 sort of understood way of going about this. Does this give us a bit of a flavour of the amount of difficulty that the Prime Minister faces in the coming hours? That's
right. She's being pulled in both sides here. You've got the strongly supportive Brexiteers in her saying that this is a betrayal of the vote because it effectively ties Britain a little bit too closely to the European Union rules. And then you've had people on the Remain side who wanted to stay with the European Union. They don't like it either. So by trying to strike this compromise, which is what she's been billing in this all along, you know, she's risking really pleasing nobody. And that's why you've got people on both wings saying that they're going to vote against this deal, but for very different reasons. Of course, on the Brexiteers' side, for them, they're quite happy for Britain to crash out with no deal at all, potentially. And on the Remain side, they think if they vote it down, well, maybe there's just a chance they could prompt a second referendum and the whole awful mess can be cancelled and we can go back to full membership of the European Union.
Well, this is exactly what I wanted to ask you, David. If MPs vote this down, do the chances of a Conservative Party leadership contest rise? Do the chances of a second referendum rise? And do the chances of a general election rise?
Yeah, I think all of those three things are in play. And the truth is we're in uncharted territory here. We don't really know how this is going to pan out, but certainly we could see a leadership challenge against the Prime Minister. We could see Parliament decide that, you know what, we're going to have to go back to the people to decide this question, so we'll have to put it through a second vote. The government have been pretty firm up to now that they're not going to have a referendum. We had a huge exercise. They said the biggest democratic exercise in British history in 2016. We're not going to rerun it. But if there is stalemate in Parliament, that could be the only option. The Labour Party, what do they want? They want a general election because they see a chance to power and Jeremy Corbyn as the Prime Minister. So we can really expect a very turbulent few months ahead.